Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Radha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा
everyone. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा मयूर। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna
हरे कृष्णा प्रेम सर। हेलो तरुण। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna
ऑलराइट, सो कल हम लोग वी स्टिल कंटिन्यू टू रीड श्लोक 23 एंड 24। पहली बार हम लोग तीनों दिन में उसी श्लोक पर हैं अभी तक। And this is Adhyay 5th and Canto 7, right? As you know, there are 12 cantos. We are on 7th canto right now. 7th is come and chapter 5th. और इस अध्याय में हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं प्रहलाद महाराज के बारे में। Hiraṇyakaśipu sends Prahlāda Maharaj to the Gurukul, that's so-called demons Gurukul, where the gurus are shunned and akarm, and shunned and akarm are sons of whom? किसके पुत्र हैं शंड एंड अकर्म?
शुक्राचार्य के।
शुक्राचार्य जी, right? शुक्राचार्य जी is guru of demons, right? So they sent Prahlāda Maharaj for the Gurukul Siksha, and once Hiraṇyakaśipu asks Prahlāda Maharaj, what is the best thing he has learned so far? And that's what Prahlāda Maharaj is replying right now, right? So Prahlāda Maharaj is saying this is what he has learned, right? What has he learned? Shri Prahlāda Vach, Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnu Ishmaram Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasham Sakyam Atmanivedanam Iti Punsarpita Vishnu Bhaktishchanav Lakshana Kriyeta Bhagavatyada Tanmanne Adhitam Uttamam. Yeah. So what this means is there are 9 processes of devotional service. How do we surrender to Lord Shri Krishna? The surrender means we get engaged into devotional service. And how do we get engaged in devotional service? Are these 9 different processes, right? Like Shavanam. And then the examples were given. Who is given as an example for Shavanam?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj, right? And why is that?
He's listening to the
Bhagavatam. Yeah. The Srimad Bhagavatam is being heard by Parikshit Maharaj and recited by none other than Kirtanam. Who is referred for Kirtan?
Sukdev.
Sukdev Goswami, right? Sukdev Goswami is reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, who is listening. And then Vishnu Ishmaranam, who is recited for Vishnu Ishmaranam, to remember Lord Vishnu all the time.
Prahlāda Maharaj.
Prahlāda Maharaj, right? So that's Prahlāda Maharaj who is remembering Vishnu, Lord Vishnu all the time. And of course, that doesn't mean Narad Muni also. But just in this shlok, those are the examples provided right now, right? And Pada Sevana, that is serving the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, that is Goddess Lakshmi, yeah? Goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi, yeah? Then Archanam, Who is given an example of Archana? This one is tough. So Prithu Maharaj, right? Prithu Maharaj is descendant of Dhruv Maharaj and Shambhu Manu. If you remember, we read that in the previous skans, one of the skans, right? We read about the whole Dhruv Maharaj and Shambhu Manu's descendants. And Prithu Maharaj is sought as an example for Archanam. And then Vandanam,
Akrur Maharaj,
Akrur Maharaj is sought for Vandanam. Dashyam,
Hanumanji.
Hanumanji, right? There is no other best serving Lord Hanumanji, right? For Lord Ram, right? There is no other better example than that. And then Sakyam,
Arjun,
right? The best friend of Lord Shri Krishna. And then Atma Nivedana, surrendering, giving everything to Lord. Who is the example?
Bali
Maharaj, right? And do you know why is that?
Because he gave up everything.
Right, yeah. The Lord asks him only for the three steps, and then he gives 2 steps, as you know. And the 3rd step, he puts his head, and then, that's how Bali Maharaj surrenders everything unto Lord. So those are the 9 different processes given for devotional service. And as we know, they overlap, and once you start one, the other one follows. And that is what it's mentioned that Arpita Vishnu, the one who has devoted to Vishnu Bhakti, using those now Lakshana, right, the 9 processes which we just read, right, that is the most Uttamam, right? That's the most purified life, is the highest perfection of life if someone has surrendered to that. And this is what Prahlāda Maharaj is telling to whom? Hiraṇyakaśipu, right? This is the reply of Prahlāda Maharaj. So we have been reading this.
One question we change this.
Sure.
So did he learn this on his own, or who was his guru in a way?
Right. That's the question which even Hiraṇyakaśipu is asking Prahlāda Maharaj.
Okay.
Right? Everyone is asking, where are you learning this? Now, what Hiraṇyakaśipu is thinking that Shand and Akaram have taught him this, right? So we'll read about this. The story will come. We'll get the answer for that, right?
And the other thing is that all these references that you're saying, okay, they are the biggest, but many of these came afterwards. So it's more like after later people have kind of said, okay, this is the best example, because if you look at Bali Maharaj or Hanumanji or Arjun, all of them came later as compared to when this whole thing is happening.
Yeah, so when Srimad Bhagavatam was written, right, by Vedvyasji, right, and so those examples were there, right? The Lord Ram has been there in like Treta Yuga, correct? And of course, in lot of purports, this one is a purport where Swami Prabhupada has given those examples.
Right.
Yeah. And again, those are, and you will find many other examples as well, right? But those are like best examples which can be seen. The goal is that how do you explain this, right? So Dashyam, how do you really become Dashyam of Lord Vishnu, right? And there's no better example than Hanumanji, right?
Yeah.
And similarly, Sakhyam, the friendship. But otherwise, we have so many saints, so many examples in each of those devotional services, right?
Right.
You had anything else, Prem?
No, that was all.
Yeah. So we'll continue reading this. And हम लोग अर्चनम पढ़ चुके थे, right? We read about Path Sevanam. Then we read about one, and we are at Vandanam. So we are reading about Vandanam. Yeah. So let's start from here, Anilji.
Although prayers are a part of deity worship, they may be considered separately like the other items, such as hearing and chanting, and therefore separate statements are given herewith. The Lord has unlimited transcendental qualities and opulences, and one who feels influenced by the Lord's qualities in various activities offers prayers to the Lord. In this way, he becomes successful. In this connection, the following are some of the offenses to be avoided. A. To offer obeisances on one hand. B. To offer obeisances with one's body covered. C. To show one's back to the deity. D. To offer obeisances on the left side of the deity. E. To offer obeisances very near the deity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so that's Vandanam. And the next one is Dashyam. Mayur.
Dashyam, there is the following statement in regard to assisting the Lord as a servant. After many, many thousands of births, when one comes to understand that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, one can deliver others from this universe. If one simply continues to think that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, even without performing any other process of devotional service, he can attain full success. For simply by this feeling, one can perform all 9 processes of devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, this is the natural position of our souls, right? The original position of the soul is being a servant of Lord Shri Krishna. And being a servant of Lord Shri Krishna means total surrender to Lord Shri Krishna. And what does that mean is really getting engaged into those devotional services, right? So that's Dashyam. Then we have Sakhyam. Ajay?
Sakhyam. In regard to worshipping the Lord as a friend, the Agastya Samhita states that a devotee engaged in performing devotional service by Shravanam and Kirtanam sometimes wants to see the Lord personally, and for this purpose he resides in the temple. Elsewhere there is this statement, O my Lord, Supreme Personality and Eternal Friend, although you are full of bliss and knowledge, you have become the friend of the residents of Vrindavan. How fortunate are those devotees! In this statement, the word friend is specifically used to indicate intense love. Friendship, therefore, is better than servitude. In the stage above Dasharas, the devotee accepts the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a friend. This is not at all astonishing, for when a devotee is pure in heart, the opulence of his worship of the deity diminishes as a spontaneous love for the personality of Godhead is manifested. In this regard, Sridhar Swami mentions Sridham Vipra, who expressed to himself his feeling of obligations, thinking, life after life, may I be connected with Krishna in this friendly attitude. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So that's one of the processes. And the finally, Atma Nivedanam. Yeah. Arun?
Atma Nivedanam. The word Atma Nivedanam refers to the stage at which one who has no motive other than to serve the Lord surrenders everything to the Lord and performs his activities only to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee is like a cow that is cared for by its master. When cared for by its master, a cow is not in anxiety over its maintenance. Such a cow is always devoted to its master and it never acts independently, but only for the master's benefit. Some devotees, therefore, consider dedication of the body to the Lord to be Atma Nivedanam, and as stated in the book known as Bhakti Viveka, sometimes dedication of the soul to the Lord is called Atma Nivedanam. The best examples of Atma Nivedanam are found in Bali Maharaj and Amrisa Maharaj. Atma Nivedanam is also sometimes found in the behavior of Rukmini Devi at Dwarka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Atma Nivedan is surrendering with everything. And so Bali Maharaj is one example. And Prem, as like mentioned, right? There are so many other examples, of course, each of those processes. Yeah. So I think we should remember those 9 processes. Yeah. And what are those 9 processes? Shavanam. Then what next? What are they?
Kirtanam,
Kirtanam,
Smaranam,
Vishnu
Vishnu Smaranam, and Goddess
Arjan.
Lakshmi.
Oh.
Right? Goddess Lakshmi ji is serving the lotus feet of,
Pad Sevlyam,
yeah, Sevana. Then Archanam, right, as you mentioned, then Archanam, then
Dhyasam,
Dasyam.
Dashyam, before that Vandanam, right? Archanam, Vandanam, Dashyam, then
Sakha,
Sakyam, yeah,
Sakyam, and
then Atmanivedana, yeah. So those are the 9 processes of devotional service. Cool. So I think we'll start the next slok. There.
Nishmed Sutvacho Hiraṇyakaśipustada Guruputra Muvat Chendo Rusha Prasfuritadharam. After hearing these words of devotional service from the mouth of his son Prahlāda, Hiraṇyakashipu was extremely angry. His lips trembling, he spoke as follows to Sanda, the son of his guru Sukracharya.
Yeah, so Hiraṇyakaśipu then of course gets angry and then he speaks to Shand and Akarn. This, Anilji.
Brahma Bandho Kime Tatte Vipaksham Shretasata Asaram Grahito Balo Mamana Dratya Durmate. O unqualified, most highness son of a Brahman, you have disobeyed my order and taken shelter of the party of my enemies. You have taught this poor boy about devotional service. What is this nonsense? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Hiraṇyakashipu is telling this to whom?
Shand.
Shand.
Right? Who is supposed to be the guru in the Gurukul. And Hiraṇyakashipu is thinking that he has taught Prahlāda Maharaj about devotional service. Yeah. Ajay?
Santri Hasradho Lokai Durmaitra Shracha Veshanah Tema Tesha Muddetyagam Kale Roga Pat Kinamev. In due course of time, various types of diseases are manifest in those who are sinful. Similarly, in the world, there are many deceptive friends in false garbs, but eventually, because of their false behavior, their actual enmity becomes manifest. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mayur?
Being anxious about the education of his boy Prahlāda, Hiraṇyakashipu was very much dissatisfied. When Prahlāda began teaching about devotional service, Hiraṇyakashipu immediately regarded the teachers as his enemies in the garb of friends. In this verse, the words Roga Patakinam Eva refers to disease, which is the most sinful and miserable of condition of material life. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Disease is the symptom of the body of a sinful person. The Smriti Sastra says, Brahma ha kashya rogi syat surapa what's that? Swadantaka Swarna Harta tu Kunakahi Dushkarma Guru Talpagah. Murderers of Brahmanas are later afflicted by tuberculosis, drunkards become toothless, those who have stolen gold are afflicted by diseased nails, and sinful men who have sexual connections with the wife of a superior are afflicted by leprosy and similar skin diseases. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So all these things are described in our Vedas and Purans, right? Tarun?
Shri Guru Putra Vacha Na Matta Pratinitam Na Parapratinitam Suto Vadati Isa Tavendra Satro Naisargikyartam matir asya rajam niyaccha manyum kad adhasma manaha. The son of Sukacharya, Hiraṇyakaśipu's spiritual master, said, O enemy of King Indra, O king, whatever your son Prahlāda has said was not taught to him by me or anyone else. His spontaneous devotional service has naturally developed in him. Therefore, please give up your anger and do not unnecessarily accuse me. It is not good to insult a Brahmana in this way. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Shan replies to Hiraṇyakaśipu that he is not responsible for this. Yeah, his spontaneous devotional service has naturally developed in him is how Shan replies to Hiraṇyakaśipu. Yeah. Prem?
Shri Narada Uvacha Guru Navam Pratiprokto Bhuya Ahasura Sutam Na Chinduru Mukhyam Te Kunto Bhadrasati Mati. Sri Narad Muni continued. When Hiraṇyakashipu received this reply from the teacher, he again addressed his son Prahlāda. Hiraṇyakashipu said, You rascal, most fallen of our family, if you have not received this education from your teachers, where have you gotten it? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Hiraṇyakashipu is asking him, of course, where did you get this education from? Hare Krishna, Sachin?
Hare Krishna. Shri Prahlāda Uvacha Matirna Krishne Parataha Svato Va Mitho Abhipadyeta Gruha Vratanam Adanta Gobhir Vishatam Tasmistram Punah Punaschar Vita Charvananam. Prahlāda Maharaj replied, because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress toward hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna are never aroused, either by instructions of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Prahlāda Maharaj is replying to Hiraṇyakashipu again. The people who are uncontrolled senses, right? They're too materialistic. He says, Grihe Vritanam, they don't get attached to Na Krishna Paratasvato. And then Punah, like what happens is we fall in the same cycle of birth and death and old age and disease. Is what Prahlāda Maharaj is replying to Hiraṇyakashipu. Anilji?
Nate viduh swartha gatim hi vishnum durashaya ye bahirtha maninaha andha yathandhe rupa niyamanam ste pishatantraya murudagni baddha. Persons who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted as their leader or guru a similar blind man attached to external sense objects cannot understand that the goal of life is to return home, back to Godhead, and engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. As blind men guided by another blind man miss the right path and fall into a ditch, materially attached men led by another materially attached man are bound by the ropes of fruitive labor, which are made of very strong cords, and they continue again and again in materialistic life, suffering the threefold miseries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is what Prahlāda Maharaj is saying. Yeah. Like Andha yatha andhe rupiniya mana. Right. One who is attached to materialistic life is again leading other people to materialistic life. And so what happens in that case? Then everyone gets bound by the ropes of fruitive labor, right? That is karma. So based on the karma, then they continue again and again in materialistic life. What does that mean, right? Means suffering the threefold miseries, means birth, death, and old age and disease, right? That's what keeps happening again and again and again, based on the materialistic connections. Ajay?
Nisha, Nesha Matiswara Durukrama Dagringri Sparshatya Nartha Pagamo Yadarbha Mahiyasam Padarjo Vishekam Nishkajachana Nanam Navrinid Yavat. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava completely freed from material contamination, persons very much inclined towards materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord in this way can one be freed from material contamination. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, to free from the material contamination, those 9 processes, right, which we read in the previous shloks, right? Mahiyasam and Padarajo Abhishekam says that lotus feet of the Lord yeah, taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord in this way can be freed from material contamination, is what is mentioned here. Mayur?
Ityuktavopartam putram Hiraṇyakaśipu ruksha andhikrutatma svo tasye nirasyat mahitale. After Prahlāda Maharaj had spoken in this way and become silent, Hiraṇyakaśipu, blinded by anger, threw him off his lap and onto the ground. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, of course, Hiraṇyakaśipu couldn't hear all that. Yeah. Tarun?
Ahamasya Rusavistaha Kasyahi Bhuta Lokana Vadhyatam Asya Yayam Vadhyo Nehasarasyata Neryataha. Indignant and angry, his reddish eyes like molten copper, Hiraṇyakaśipu said to his servants, "O demons, take this boy away from me. He deserves to be killed. Kill him as soon as possible." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Hiraṇyakaśipu gets this much angry with Prahlāda Maharaj. Prem?
Ayam me bhratra soyam pitva swana sruhodyam dodhyam ma pritvyam hantu pado yo Vishnu dars vadirchati. This boy Prahlāda is the killer of my brother, for he has given up his family to engage in the devotional service of the enemy, Lord Vishnu, like a menial servant. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And he says, my brother, who is the brother of Hiraṇyakaśipu? Hiranyaksh, yeah. And Hiranyaksh was killed by
Lord Vara.
Lord Varaha, yeah. And that's the revenge which Hiranyakashipu wants to take. So he's now saying that Prahlāda Maharaj has joined the enemy. Tarun?
Vishnu was sadva asyu kimnu kariyasyati asamanjasaha sauradam dushchayajam pitror ahadya pancha hayaneha. Although Prahlāda is only 5 years old, even at this young age, he has given up his affectionate relationship with his father and mother. Therefore, he is certainly untrustworthy. Indeed, it is not at all believable that he will behave well towards Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin?
Paro आप्यत्पत्यं हितकृद्य तौषधं स्वदेहजो आप्यामयव वत्सुतो अहितः छिन्द्यान्तदङ्गं यदुतात्मनो अहितं शेषं सुखं जीवति यद्विर्जनात्. Although medicinal herb being born in the forest does not belong to the same category as a man, if beneficial, it is kept very carefully. Similarly, if someone outside one's family is favorable, he should be given protection like a son. On the other hand, if a limb of one's body is poisoned by disease, it must be amputated so that the rest of the body may live happily. Similarly, even one's own son, if unfavorable, must be rejected, although born of one's own body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so this is how Hiraṇyakaśipu is going on. Anilji?
सर्वे रूपाय हरण तव्यः संभोज शयनासनैः सुहरली गंगाधर मुनेर्दुष्ट मिवेन्द्रियम. Just as uncontrolled senses are the enemies of all yogis engaged in advancing in spiritual life, this Prahlāda, who appears to be a friend, is an enemy because I cannot control him. Therefore, this enemy, whether eating, sitting, or sleeping, must be killed by all means. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
नैरित्रास्त्रे समादिष्टा भद्रा वैशूल पाण्य तिग्मदंश करालास्य स्तामश शुशिरोरुहा नदन्तो भैरवं नादं छिन्दी भिन्दीत वादिना आसीनं चहनंज शूले प्रहाद्वं सर्वं ममर्सु. The demons, Rakshasas, the servants of Hiraṇyakaśipu, thus began striking the tender parts of Prahlāda Maharaj's body with their tridents. The demons all had fearful faces, sharp teeth, and reddish coppery beards and hairs, and they appeared extremely threatening. Making a tumultuous sound, shouting, "Chop him up, pierce him," they began striking Prahlāda Maharaj, who sat silently meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prem?
Pare Brahman Yad Nirdashe Bhagavantya Khilatmani Yuktatman Yafala Asannapun Swaya Sakriya. Even though a person who has no assets in pious activities performs one good deed, it will have no result. Thus, the weapons of the demons had no tangible effect upon Prahlāda Maharaj, because he was a devotee undisturbed by material conditions and fully engaged in meditating upon and serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unchangeable, who cannot be realized by the material senses, and who is the soul of the entire universe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so they're serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unchangeable, but who cannot be realized by material senses, right? So all the senses we have, material senses, he cannot be realized by that, right? The only way to realize is by doing the devotional service. Ayur?
Prayase pahate tasnim detyantra parikshantika chakar tadvadhopayam nirbhayane yudhishthira. My dear King Yudhishthir, when all the attempts of demons to kill Prahlāda Maharaj were futile, the king of the demons, Hiraṇyakaśipu, began being most fearful, began contriving other means to kill him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin?
दिग्गजैर दंड शुकेन्द्रैर अभिचाराव पातनेह मायाभिः सानिरोधैश्च गरदानैर भोजनैः हिमवा यवग्नि सलिलैः पर्वता क्रमणैरपि न शशाक यदा हन्तुम पापम असुरः सूतं चिन्तां दीर्घतमां प्राप्त तत्कृतुः नाभ्य पद्यतः Hiranyakashipu could not kill his son by throwing him beneath the feet of big elephants, throwing him among huge, fearful snakes, employing destructive spells, hurling him from top of a hill, conjuring up illusory tricks, administering poison, starving him, exposing him to severe cold, winds, fire, and water, or throwing heavy stones to crush him. When Hiranyakashipu found that he could not in any way harm Prahlāda, who was completely sinless, he was in great anxiety about what to do next. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Hiranyakashipu, of course, doesn't know what to do next. Yeah. Tarun?
एषमे भाव बह असदुक्त्यो तो वधपयस च निर्मितः तैस्य तैर द्रोहर असद धर्मेर मुक्ता स्वेनीय तेजसा. Hiranyakashipu thought, I have used many ill names in chastising this boy Prahlāda and have devised many means of killing him. But despite all my endeavors, he could not be killed. Indeed, he saved himself by his own powers, without being affected in the least by these treacheries and abominable actions. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Vartmano vidire ve balopyaj Chardhiriam na vismrti menar suna shape eva Prabhu. Although he is very near to me and is merely a child, he is situated in complete fearlessness. He resembles a dog's curved tail, which can never be straightened, because he never forgets his misbehavior and his connection with his master, Lord Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Eva Prabhu, Prahlāda Maharaj is totally devoted to Lord Vishnu. And so he is situated in complete fearlessness. So I'm going to pause here. Yeah, and we'll continue to read this, right? Next week. So let's hear. And who saves Prahlāda Maharaj at the end?
Sorry, what was the question?
Who saves Prahlāda Maharaj? Who kills Hiranyakashipu?
Narasimha Maharaj.
Lord Narsingh Bhagwan, right? So
Yes.
of course that's about to come. Still, we'll hear about Prahlāda Maharaj Stuti to Lord Vishnu and an appearance of Narsingh Bhagwan and in the upcoming sessions. But today we will see the Narsingh Bhagwan's Aarti, a live Aarti this morning's Lord Narsingh Bhagwan Aarti from Mayapur temple, ISKCON. Yeah. So it's around 8 to 9 minutes total. So
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prahlāda Mahārāja ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hare Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlāda Lāda Jayane. Prahlāda Lāda Jayane. Hiraṇyakaśipu Vaksha. Hiraṇyakaśipu Vaksha. Shila Dhankana Kalaye. Shila Dhankana Kalaye. Itone Srimha Paratone Srimho. Itone Srimha Paratone Srimho. Yato Yato Yamitadone Srimha. Yato Yato Yamitadone Srimha. Vahene Srimho Hridayene Srimho. Vahene Srimho Hridayene Srimho. Narsinghamajim Sharanam Prapadye. Narsinghamajim Sharanam Prapadye. Tavakara Kamala Varenaka Abduta Shringa. Dalita Hiraṇyakaśipu Tanu Bringa. Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisa Hare. Jai Jagadisa Hare. Jai Jagadisa Hare. Tavakara Kamala Varena Kama Duta Shringa. Dalita Hiraṇyakaśipu Tanu Bringa. Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisa Hare. Jai Jagadisa Hare. Jai Jagadisa Hare. Nrsinga Dalita Hiraṇyakaśipu Nanu Bringa Kesavadvita Naraharirupa Jai Jagadisa Hare Jai Jagadisa Hare Jai Jagadisa Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Nrsingadev 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 Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Nrsingadev 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 Jaya Nrsingadev Jaya Prahlāda Mahārāja Prahlāda Mahārāja Prahlāda Mahārāja Jaya Prahlāda Mahārāja Jaya Prahlāda Mahārāja Prahlāda Mahārāja Prahlāda Mahārāja Jaya Prahlāda Mahārāja Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hi.
All right. So nice arti of Narsingh Bhagwan, right? And every temple of ISKCON, of course, every time there is Narsingh Bhagwan arti and Prahlāda Maharaj. So we'll continue to read about this, very beautiful prayers coming up of Prahlāda Maharaj, actually. But today is Wednesday, so we'll take a long weekend break. Oh, actually, we'll also take a break for next week. So I'm traveling next week, actually, so won't be feasible.
So where are you going this time?
No, this is only Florida, but yeah, it'll be tough in the evenings.
No, I'm asking whether the time you tell you're traveling, you come to New Jersey and we don't get to know.
Problem is in the New Jersey, it's like It's 1.5 hours away. It's like totally north, like in Pocono Mountains.
That's okay, Gajan. You can just tell us this is where I am and we'll come and meet you.
Yeah. I'll be in New Jersey in April 7, 8, or 9 or something like that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We'll figure out something that time.
Yeah. You'll be in New Jersey again in August and anyways.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So that's for sure. Yeah, I have to still book that, but yeah.
Please do.
Yeah, of
Because you have
course.
to plan a session of you doing kirtan or something there as a breakout session.
Yeah. So I think what Tarun is talking about is like there's a gathering of Maheshwari Samaj from Rajasthan. And that's in Philadelphia this time. They do like every once in 2 years.
Yeah.
So this time it's in Philadelphia and Tarun is president of that and he's also convener of that. And generally like there are 1,000 people expected. No, it's like Bharat Swagat, like that's the kind of preparation which Tarun and teams are doing there.
That's
So
why I
really-
need the prayers more than anybody else.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Thank you.
a lot of fun. But I think this is going good. Very nice. I think we'll continue reading. Sorry for the next week. I think it was just not working out. I thought like we can do it probably from there, but it's just the conference and all that. So we'll take this break and then we'll start from Monday again next week. Yeah, after this week, next Monday. Okay, so till then, have fun, relax, enjoy. I'll see you back. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.